farmers, welcome back to Goldcrest Valley. Got the Massey Ferguson and the leased belt system. We're going up to the BGA to put more silage into it so we can go ahead and make some more methane and digestate, which don't really care about the digestate too much, but maybe we'll get to use it or just sell it later on. But I want to get going ahead and making more methane because today we are going to buy the power plant. I'm actually going to get that up and running so we can start making electricity, so we can start getting some money back on the silage that we have made. I thought about this stockpiling the methane up and then bringing it on over, but I don't know how fast the power plant is going to go through the methane, and so it's better off to get it sooner rather than later so I can actually start making some money back off on it. So we're going to be doing that. Plus we'll get to use the new truck and the flatbed. The flatbed we had, but let me see here. I need to detach that. The flatbed we've had, but the truck we just got. And that'll be to transport the transformer oil on up. There we go. That did open. Perfect. And now let's go ahead and get this on up. Yeah, I collected the chaff as I left the bunker down by the cows, but that's okay. They'll hopefully get. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and clear that on off. I think we can do that. Let's just go ahead and hit empty. There we go. Now we got silage. It wasn't that much chaff there anyways. I mean, every little bit does count, but right now it's all about getting the silage into the BGA, get that process. Let's go ahead and lift this on up. Now, if you're wondering, well, you got methane, you got to be able to transport it. Well, since they are production buildings, I should be able to put it on distribute, and it should go automatically over to the power plant. I hope. If not, now, same as what I just said a second ago. It's better to find out now rather than later. I can always lease a tanker. The tanker is not going to be that expensive to lease. It was on sale a couple years ago, I think, and I passed on it because I could have spent the money elsewhere, which would have been good, but we'll see. So while that's filling on up, let's go over to the power plant, which is here, power station, and I think the trigger to buy it is here. Yes, it is. $100,000. Yes, please. All right, we now own this. Perfect. So now if I go into our production buildings, which is here, nope, wrong one. Here, electricity. So I need transformer oil and methane. So let's go over to here. Methane, not storing, but let's change it to distributing, and hopefully it distributes on over to the electricity plant at some point. Let's get back over to our 8230 and we can put some more lovely silage, well, not quite full yet, into the BGA. We'll get that topped off. So it does leave us still enough money to buy a field or save the money and wait for something to possibly come up for sale. I think buying more land with the money right now is the better thing to do. We got mostly everything that we could need, but the problem is buying the land now is not going to leave me with a whole bunch of money to lease mowing equipment, which is going to be kind of key for making more silage. So I got to be kind of careful about that, of how we're going to do it. We are getting close to also being able to sell the wool from the sheep, and we got a good amount of it. I think we checked last time, but I forgot what it was going to be. About $40,000 worth of wool. But we are going to be bringing in some money from the power plant at some point. Let's get this. Let's get one batch on in. Actually, I didn't see how much was currently in there, so let me just double check it. I mean, this should let it run for a while anyways. Yeah, I'll be up to pretty close to 100,000, so that'd be good. So we'll go ahead and turn this off. Leave it be, and now let's teleport on over. Well, that's close enough. Let's go ahead and get ourselves the truck. Nice new addition to the farm. And this is going to be a little bit overkill for what we're doing, but let's go on down to the store. We got to buy some of that beautiful oil. We'll bring it up to the power plant. That way when the methane gets transferred over to the power building, we can get that activated and start making electricity. I don't know how much we're going to make on it, but hopefully we can find out today, because we will be getting to planting one of our fields. I've been going around a little bit seeing what I want to plant where, and mostly down here. So the big grass field down here, we're going to end up putting corn in that one with our new planter, but we can't plant corn until April. The small field across the road, that'll be soybean. And that field here, I think it's going to be canola, if I remember. I just checked on it. And then we got the two fields at the main farm. One will be wheat, and I didn't get a chance to check on the other field as of yet. So that's kind of what we're doing. And I do plan on buying that big grass field down there, but I don't want to leave myself short on cash, like I just said, because I need to buy some stuff first. Buy or lease some stuff, I should say. All right, now we need to come in here. I think it's under pallets. And we scroll on down. Transformer oil. It's $2,000. Ooh, boy, that's $40,000. Whew, that's expensive. Let's just buy one. And I should be able to auto-load this, I hope. Perfect. Because I don't know how far this oil is going to go. And, how much do we technically actually need? I'll probably start using the autoloader for the pallets and all that. But as for the bales in the fields, I'll still use the auto baling trailer that we've been using. But for pallets, yeah, we'll probably just autoload them. I was going to try to stay away from them in the series, but I think most of you said just autoload them at this point, so that's fine. I have no problem with that. So it was made a comment last episode. I'm recording this not long after the last episode has gone live, so not many comments are on it just yet. But it was said that maybe I could buy a second small trailer when it comes up for sale, and there is one up for sale. Actually, am I going the right way for the power plant? Oh, wrong button. That I could possibly do tandem trailers, which, would not be a bad idea. And I need to go past the sawmill and up that road. I need to turn. Why are people stopping? I'm not in their lane at all. But yeah, I could possibly do tandem. Almost made it around the corner. I could do tandem trailers, which is not a bad idea. But if you saw, even with the 9RT going up the hill with the 20 some odd thousand liters, that didn't do too well enough. I think I got another trailer that held nearly as much. It'd be a struggle to get up the hills like it was before. So I think, getting a trailer to fit on this truck would be a better idea. Probably have to turn on the interactive zone markers because I do not know where the loading zone and unloading zone of the power plant is. Gotta remember, back in FS17, production buildings weren't in the game, in the base game. There were mods for them back then, which were awesome, really awesome back then because it was so unique. All right, let me go ahead and turn those on. And let's see here. Is that where... Oh, that makes sense. I'm like, wait a minute, is that where I pick things up? Well, no, because there's nothing to pick up here. It's all electricity. You just going to take it right off there, or no? Alright, how about... And, of course, you would unload it to that side. Of course, it could have been taking it for all I know. Are you taking it now? Let me guess. I'm going to have to put it into a tanker to unload it. Okay. So now I guess I need to get myself a tanker. Methane is still there. Well, I didn't think of that. So would that be under miscellaneous, I assume? What about... I mean, I assume this... Whoops. I mean, this is the tanker I would have liked to have gotten before. That does take... I think that's transformer oil right there. I mean, I'm trying to find, like, my cheapest option here. What about the trailer I got for the animals? That's usually just for water. Yeah, that's just for water. I don't think any of these are going to be modded. Those are all base game stuff. Yeah, that's not going to take it. Well, okay. With that being said, maybe I should buy more transformer oil so I don't have to lease the trailer as often. All right, let me just leave this stuff right here for now, because I do want to see at the top of the hour. Actually, let me just go ahead and we'll skip to the top of the hour. I want to make sure the methane gets transported over here, distributes over here by itself. Put that back down to there. And let's see. Methane is gone. Methane is over here. So methane comes over here. So it's 1 oil for 20 methane. And we'll get 300 electricity. That sounds all good. So it holds 10,000. So I got 1. So if I buy 4 more... Ooh, that's expensive. I hope I get my money back so I can lease mowers tomorrow. But if not, we'll have to find other ways to do that. Pallets. Yeah. I thought that was just going to unload, but that's what I get for thinking. Transformer oil. Can I... 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we're just about broke. Just about broke. And now I gotta lease the trailer, but that's not gonna be too expensive. I'm gonna go back on down to the store, get the trailer, load up the transformer oil, and hope that all loads in to the power plant so that I can start making electricity, and we get the money back. Alright, at the store. Wait, there it is. This is not gonna be too expensive to lease. That should hold everything. Lease it for $11.12. Didn't want to change anything on it because I'm just about broke. There we go. And the transformer oil is going on in. So, you know, hopefully we won't have to buy transformer oil for a long time. But really, I don't need this tanker again for a long time because I don't need to transport the methane over from the BGA to the power plant. So would I need it for anything else other than, you know, I could always get one for water and do the sheep that way, but yeah, not really a necessity. But it's only $1,000 a lease anyways. Thinking about it on the way back to the power plant, well, now that we got the truck, and we still got the logging trailer, of course, could always cut down some trees, because that always brought us in some pretty decent money. First, I will grab what's in the pallet. And we should have 10,000 liters. Don't cheat us that 1 liter that you sometimes do. Nope, we got it all. And then if I just back up, look, yeah, I saw it pop up there for a second. And there, that is going on in. Tell me you're actually going into the power plant. Yeah, looks like we're good. Ah, I did lose that 1 liter. Oh, and it automatically activated itself. All right. And yeah, so outgoing product should be electricity. It doesn't show here, so I just assume it's going to sell it by the hour. I hope. We shall see. Let me just leave this here. I'll leave the tanker here. Wait, I didn't go over my leasing items, did I? Ooh, no. Okay, forgot to check on that. Kind of forgot to check on that. Let me go back up to the BGA. And we got to make sure that gets up and running now because, yeah, I need the cash. We're down to 20,000. Now, leasing the mower set, I think is like 5,000, so that we can get by on that. But then again, I got to buy seed and fertilizer for the season. But we will be getting money back on the BGA. But I would like to be able to buy next month the other grass field for 190,000, which seems like we're far away from it now. But I hope that the power plant comes through. Because it does not show us. I mean, maybe it will show us here once we actually get electricity. Will it show up in the time-saving stock check? Electricity at all? I have no idea. Alright, let's fill up this trailer a few times and get that BG up and running because we do have still over 440,000 liters of silage here. And now all we gotta do is transport it here. Now I could have come up with a whole belt system, but then again I'd have to lease. I have to lease a lot of belts, and we can only have 3 lease items at a time, so that's gonna kind of restrict it. But I don't need the 8230 for anything else today because we're gonna be using the 9RT for planting wheat in the field. That needs to be done. I'm not gonna lease the Avatar planter or seed drill. We're just going to use the one that we have, which is a 6 meter. Because everything else I'm going to plant, for the most part, I could do with our planter, which is double the size. I think that I did get the 12 meter planter, right? That's a 12 meter? 9.1. Alright, well, it is wider. And that's going to be kind of fun getting some corn into the ground. Using our crop rotation. Down by the big grass field, the corn is like the best crop I could put in there. Well, it's probably not going to be full, but this should be good enough. Where are we here? Yeah, that'll run a good amount of time. Now, so I can't really see how much electricity we're building up. But we had 9,999. I used 1. So that means it's gone through 1 cycle at 300 electricity. Apparently. And electricity does not show up here yet. If it will at all. Alright, so that's enough of that for now. But yeah, we're going to get through the silage as quickly as we can. Get the methane over and of course make electricity. I was not expecting to spend that much money on the power plant, as the front end is really close to hitting there. But since I had to lease the tanker, might as well get all the transformer oil in there that we could. That way I don't have to lease it again for a while. Alright, so the 9RT, let's jump into that. Looks like it's ready to go, all repaired, all refueled. Let's get our seed drill. And then we'll double check on to make sure that we're putting the right crop in for what we plan on doing here. Actually, I think I just went right past wheat. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and fertilizer in. And if I back up just enough, it should only see the seed. Perfect. Now, if we come over to here, we can see that, don't worry about the pH level. It's actually too high, so I can't reduce the pH level. If I go over here somewhere, it is near perfect. So, yeah, we had at least in this field, barley, then canola. I wonder if that's the last field I checked here. Barley, canola, so you can see if I plant wheat, we'll get 110% yield out of this one. Now, the only other field I just got to check on, because wheat and barley were in the last month that we can plant it, so I have to make sure if it's that crop I need to plant, it's got to be done this month. But we're really just going on crop rotation. As long as we got enough food for the chickens, which we should have. Let's see here. Got to actually get into the field. It was canola, then wheat. So wheat, again's not good. Barley's not bad. Oats are actually pretty good at 110%. So it looks like this field's going to be oats. And oats on this map, I got next month to do it. So the only field I really got to plant today, let me just double check it. What's canola? I can plant canola. No, canola's got to be done today. Okay. Well, maybe the other field down there, the big field, my choices were canola or soybean, I believe. So I'd rather plant soybean because I could plant soybean with the planter, and that's over 9 meters wide. This is 6 meters wide, so it's a bit bigger. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to speed up time just a little bit. I'll go at times 6. And that way the power plant will have produced some more electricity and we can see what we're going to be making here. Now, of course, the 9RT is overpowered for what we're doing here, but the 8230 is up at the BGA. Massey Ferguson doesn't have it to pull this. So the 9RT is in charge. And then this field will be all set until harvest season. Although we'll have to take care of the weeds when they eventually do grow, which will be beginning of next month. And I'm still trying to figure out how I want to attack this field when I plant and harvest it. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and wing it. So I'll probably just go one down and just keep coming back and then work the other half of the field as well. Yeah, so are we going to get enough money to buy the other grass field next month? Because that grass field will be ready to harvest next month. Oh yeah, I probably should mention the small grass field down by the cow barn. When I went on down to grab the belt with the Massey Ferguson, the fertilizer spreader was already down there. I thought, okay, so I did fertilize the small grass field. So that's all set and ready to be harvested. But we got ways to make that money back, I do believe. It all depends on how fast we go through the methane at the power plant and what that brings in for cash. I could be selling the wool next month, which would be close to 40,000. Probably a little bit more because the sheep are going to make more wool. And if need be, we'll start cutting down trees. On a full trailer load, we were getting like, what, 30,000? Question is, how many more trees do I got around here to cut on down? That's going to be the big question. But we'll worry about next month, I guess. If we don't have it, we don't have it. But the only issue would be... Well, I mean, I still got... Alright, I'm being a little bit stupid here. Like always, so let's face it. I'm so focused on the big grass field, getting corn planted into next month. It's still a grass field, and I can't plant corn until next month. I'll just harvest that field as well. So I need to get back on down there with the Massey Ferguson, spread that field with fertilizer. We'll cut the grass before we transform the field over to corn. That would have been a major overlook on my part. But I'm sure you guys would have said something. I would hope. Yeah, I was so focused on, it's not a grass field anymore, it's going to be a cornfield. But right now it's still grass. So why not benefit from it while it's still there? Although that field does need some lime in it. And I forgot now, I don't think I have a lime spreader on this series. Now that I'm running 3 series, I'm starting... Even though 1 series, I don't really own anything. That'd be under spreaders, right? I'm pretty sure I'm looking right at... Oh, there it is. Yeah, I don't own... Well, that is a lime spreader. Yeah, I'm really getting money conscious right now because I want to make sure we got 190,000. Yeah, well, okay. Worry about next month, because we can always spread lime on the field. I do believe with precision farming, even when it's ready for harvest, when it's grass, possibly. Maybe not. I don't know. But we're about to find out a little bit, you know, if we're going to make any money from the the power plant. I keep wanting to say the BGA because I'm so used to the BGA making electricity sometimes. But now it's the power plant. So we're sitting at 18,000. Of course, I don't know if the power plant sells it on the hour. So now we're up to 19,200. So that's not too bad. I don't know when we actually activated it. But if it runs, and maybe we'll see by the next hour. I'm overthinking it. I know. It's what I do. Can't help myself. I wish I could stop overthinking things. Make my life a lot easier. I think overall we'll be fine in buying the other grass field. But I may have to do a little bit of thinking to get back up to $180,000 or $190,000, whatever it is. But if we take the 2 grass fields that we always cut and then add the other grass field, and how much silage we'll end up with, which will be turned into methane, which then turns into power, it'll be all good. And then we can turn that other, well, the medium-sized grass field, I guess we can call it, over to corn. We'll get a good amount of harvest of corn off that field this year. Anyways, let's go ahead and get this wheat into this field. And I'll sit back and relax. By then, I think we'll hit noon. And then we can see how much more money the power plant brings us in.
Now that I'm looking back, I can see all the signs I tried to fill in the cracks that were spread in my mind, but I was all out of hope, lost in an endless maze. The emptiness had unfolded just like a void, but you broke the coldness somehow and lit up a flame. And ooh, I was done feeling hopeless, screamed out loud because it felt impossible in my bones, like getting blood out of the stone on my own. But you came around and removed the thorn in my soul. You guided me out of the storm. I found home in your arms of gold, in your arms of gold, in your arms of gold. It's funny how easily a life can be torn apart. Why couldn't I simply see that I was sick at heart and I am in deep debt? The climb we did was unreal. You made me so speechless. I just can't believe it. You broke the coldness somehow and lit up a flame. And ooh, I was my own enemy, screamed out loud because it felt impossible in my bones, like getting blood out of the stone on my own. But you came around and
Well, when noon came around, you may have seen that we got another $1,200. I cannot remember how much the seasonal hut that we have. I want to say that was making us maybe like a couple $100 an hour. So maybe we're making like $1,000 an hour from the power plant, which means I'll get $24,000 a month as long as it's running. Whew, that's going to be hard to get up to that $190,000 for. buying that grass field next month. Yeah, I am going to see, though, later on, I mean, how much of the silage, I mean, it might be processing it slow. I mean, yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to let it go. It's only been a couple of hours, and we'll know better when we wake up next month and figure out how much money that we got. Either way, at least the wheat field is almost finished. Didn't seem like it's really taking me that long with this drill. I mean, it is a great drill. It's just a matter of the working width and the size of the fields that we're starting to get to. So eventually getting a bigger drill, if it ever comes up for sale, and if I got the money at the time to do so, that would be great. And that's really what's going to get me, is spending, you know, all this money right now on, you know, upgrading the farm rather than the equipment. It does leave me with less money, so if something does come up for sale that we need or we're looking for, yeah, that could be a kick in the you-know-where area. But we'll have to wait and see. Maybe nothing will come up for sale that we really wanted, so we chose the right time to buy everything. But I think it was the right time to buy the power plant, because if I just keep waiting and waiting and waiting, we're not benefiting from buying the power plant and getting our money back on it. So fingers crossed, everything goes well for us. And it has been for the most part here in Goldcrest Valley. Although I am kind of surprised that every time I log into Goldcrest Valley to make an episode, it doesn't seem like I've been here that long. But it's been about 3 months, 3 episodes a week. So yeah, we're 3 months in. All right, turn it off. There we go. Fold it back on up. And we got to get this ready for planting oats, which I can do next month. I mean, this month, next month, whenever. But the wheat field is in. Yeah, all the little bumps here from harvesting last year, it did rather well. We missed one tiny little spot. Not enough to make me want to go in there with a landscaping tool and clear it on up. Even though with the landscaping tool, we got free landscaping turned on. Let's go ahead and fertilizer. And seed. That's good to go. So we'll park this up here. I may get the oat field done this month that way, because next month we're going to have 1, 2, 3 fields to plant, along with all the grass cutting. And one field I got to cut the grass before we plant. Or I could use Frank or whoever. I need to go on up and get the Massey Ferguson, because I need to go fertilize that grass field. So let's grab the Massey. Actually, before I grab the Massey Ferguson, although I don't think I'm going through that much, let's go ahead and we'll put some more silage in there. I was getting ready to say I need to clear this bunker out so I can bring the rest of the grass in next month, but we got plenty of bunkers up here that we could use now. Technically, we could use them before, but I didn't want to use them until I bought the BGA. You kind of get this area for free when you start the map, but yeah, we didn't use it until we bought the BGA. Alright, how much more do we got in this bunker? Alright, just shy of 300,000, so a good amount. But we'll keep putting it into here so the methane can be distributed over to the power plant. I don't know how much you get charged when you got to on-distribute from one production building to another. If I remember, because I'm doing on Oceanside Forest from production buildings, I'm selling some pallets directly, and I think you lose 10% on the sale, because you're pretty much paying someone the 10% to sell the pallets for you. There we go. It actually took all of it. So 80,000 liters of methane is processing. Yeah, it's too bad we can't see electricity stored and when it's going to be, when it's going to be sold. And yeah, I don't think it's showing up here at all, electricity. No. And if you're asking, I've never seen electricity over here on the sell page either to let you know how much electricity it does actually sell for so you can do the math. I guess if someone really did some calculations, they can kind of figure out how much energy they had stored and sold it and see what energy actually goes for. But let's grab this Massey Ferguson. Time to drive all the way down to the cow barn. I say that like I'm driving across country, but we're just driving across the county. Yeah, fertilizer spreader is already down there, and let's go fertilize the other grass field. And also, while I'm down here with the Massey Ferguson, for some reason, I think I said last episode that the cows are getting low on straw, and we got to wait for harvest season. If I did say that, and I think I did, I got plenty of straw down here from last harvest season. So let's go ahead and give them, I don't know how much they're going to need. Let's see if I can, let me give them 3. I think that'll be more than enough. And this Massey Ferguson does pretty well with the bales. The Valtra on Hinterland had a little bit of an issue, but I guess it all depends on what type of bales we had there. You can see the straw going on in. How does that make them look on the straw? I think that's good. I think that is good. Reproduction. So we got just a couple of cows. How old are they? 41 months. I think someone said when they're worth 3,500 is the time to sell them, and I thought they were at one point. I mean, everything looks good there. I mean, we're really not doing the cows to actually make a whole bunch of money. They're just here for fun. But I'm not going to complain with a little bit of money that we do make from them. I mean, I might have made more money by selling the hay bales and the straw bales, but, it gives us another job to do here in the farm. Mixes it on up so we're not doing one job constantly, over and over. And honestly now, since I switched over to Oceanside Forest and now also American Falls, and not really getting into grass work on those series, doing the grass work on this series here doesn't seem as of a daunting task as it once felt, going from grass work to here to hinterland to doing grass work there. So this should be ready next month, right? It's already ready to harvest, but of course we want the full height of it. And you can see the pH value is bad. I mean, I could put lime in this spreader and take care of the field. But we'll see how the money situation is looking. Yeah, I mean, the power plant is making us cash, but not like the huge lump sum. I was kind of hoping it would process it through a little bit quicker so we get a whole bunch of lump sum at once. But I think it's going to be a slow processing kind of a plant. I could upgrade the factory, but then I would have to spend $110,000 to upgrade it to double. And then to get my money back on that, it's just going to be harder and harder to do so, because I think I'd just rather spend $100,000 for buying it initially, and then if I were to, upgrade it, just more cost, and I think it would take longer to get my money back on it. At least that's the way I feel about it. It's not like on hinterland to where the dairy production I upgraded a few times because we had so much milk, and we did make, well, I don't think we made that great amount of money on the cheese and the butter. The flavored bottling milk company definitely paid off for upgrading that, because that was going through it really, really quick, and we made really, really good money on it. But we have the power plant now, so I can't back up on it if I wanted to. It'll make us money, it's just that doesn't look like it's going to be as fast as I was hoping. I may be searching for trees later on to be cutting down and bring that to the sawmill. Can I get... Yeah, I'm getting most of it. You can get this field on 3 passes with a spreader, but you can't really do any overlapping on it, and I think I probably did some again, but looks like we're getting most of it. Yeah, I was just so focused on re-drilling this field and just completely forgetting about, well, there is grass in here. Why not harvest it before you replant? And we should end up with about 550,000 liters of grass again. And if I were to buy the other grass field, if I can, well then we'll end up with a whole bunch of amount of grass and silage up at the BGA. Now, in the future, what I would like to do, and I've talked about it before, is get ourselves a forage wagon. Or sorry, we got a forage harvester. And then use like a bigger trailer now that we got a truck. So instead of bringing 50,000 liters at a time up to the BGA, I can use like a big trailer. And we can bring 100,000 liters up at a time. So it'll save me on trips. The truck, of course, is faster. It would all work out a little bit better for ourselves, I think. That's the whole part of farming here. You always want to keep upgrading and expanding if you can. It's just a little bit difficult for us when you just can't buy anything right out of the store that you want. You got to wait for it to come up in the used section. And speaking of used section, oh yeah, that's right. I would have been better off. I don't want to say better off with this truck. It would have saved us some money. And I don't think I've used this truck yet. I've used the other Volvo that we bought. This drill, by the way, this is the exact one that we own. So buying another used one doesn't benefit us, although we can't afford nothing now anyways for the most part. But yeah, as I mentioned before, someone did mention in last episode about buying another small trailer and pull tandems. It's a good idea, something I don't usually do, or let's face it, I don't think I've really ever done in a long time, if ever, on this channel. It's just that after seeing the 9RT in this off season, delivering up to Mary's, we slowed down to about 11 miles an hour going uphill. If I were to haul another trailer behind it, I think we could have some issues getting up the hill. So, yeah, there's that. So the methane's going in. I could be bringing up the manure as well to be processed into methane. But it's not like we're short on methane currently. I don't remember how much, or I don't know how much manure this pit can hold. This is the in-game pit for the cow barn. But we're getting pretty close to 50,000 liters, but I think I'll bring that up at some point. And we'll turn that, of course, into some methane, and it'll get turned into digestate as well. And as I did mention in between episodes, I did get this grass field fertilized, so this one's ready to go. But this is the field that I would like to buy, which is already grass. Of course, there's no data found. And I don't have to worry about the farmers harvesting it. For some reason, the NPC farmers do not harvest grass fields. They kind of just leave them there. So I don't have to worry about this, getting farmed at all. But before we work in it, I definitely would like to get soil samples and do all that fun stuff to get the yield up a lot higher than what it currently is. And this field should be 182,000? Okay, 192,000. All right, so yeah, we're a little bit shy on that, and I don't think the power plant's going to get us there. But, it'll get us a little bit closer. Power plant. Where's the power plant? There we go. But she's up and running. She is up and running for sure. Keep out electrical hazard. Yeah, got that right. It might be a hazard. We'll see how it pans out. But hopefully with the transformer oil lasts a long time in there, because we spent a lot of money on that. But we'll get our money back, right? Question mark? We shall see. But that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in Goldcrest Valley. But until then, have a good one.